What is the biggest reason the Bucks won Game 6?
Giannis. Skip, I'm about to say something I hadn't said in 5 years. Of the 450 current NBA players, I just watched the best NBA player last night. I watched him play one of the greatest finals game in NBA history.
Wait a second. What about GOAT James?
Giannis is it.
It's right over?
Now. Giannis is it.
Giannis is the best? Really? What about that guy who's about to lead our Olympic team to gold?
He beat him.
Oh.
He beat him to get to where he got to.
Oh, because that guy's 1/10 of his inch of his toe was on the line?
This is what you told me.
All right.
You told me that if a guy goes to a guy's house and beat him, he is said the best player. That's what Giannis did. Skip, Giannis last night. You and I both, what is the stat line? I say he'll give you 32, 14, and 6. And I tweeted earlier, I say, in order for them to force a game, the Suns to force a game 7, they're probably going to have to withstand a 45 or a 50 piece from Giannis.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Monty had it in his head that DeAndre Ayton could take Giannis one-on-one. He just refused. He refused to look at the game film from what Toronto did. He refused to look at what the Miami Heat did in the bubble last year. He says, no, I'm going to forego that, and I'm going to do it my way. And DeAndre Ayton picked the worst time. Skip, he packed it in last night. There's no way Jay Crowder should have double the rebounds as DeAndre Ayton. There's no way Pat Connaughton should come off of the Bucks bench and have more rebounds than DeAndre Ayton.
8-6.
Go look at the tape in the third quarter and you tell me DeAndre Ayton is busting his butt. And when I say they want it more, Skip, look, everybody wants it. But you look at Milwaukee, the way they're hounding the offensive glass. Skip, I went back. Since 1985, it's the second highest offensive rebounding margin in NBA history. Their plus 44 is the 5th highest in 53 finals history. In the 50 since 1968, they're plus 44.
They were.
They're one of the few teams. Think about this, Skip. It doesn't happen often. The Suns outshot them since the three-point line came into effect in 79-80. The Suns outshot them from the field goal percentage, three-point, and free throw line.
Okay.
And you know why? Because they refused to get on the glass. Bucks try to give you everything. They just turn it over left and right. They were so tight last night, and all of a sudden they let Giannis get into a rhythm. Skip, on a night when Holiday and Middleton is 10 of 32. Holiday was 4 of 19.
He was.
And then you know what you say, oh, they struggling. I'm going to get the ball out of Giannis' hand.
By the way, the Bucks shot 6 of 27 from 3 last night. That's 22%. And to your point, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Okay.
Skip. So, you know what? Ooh, Holiday, you struggling like that? You ain't got it going on like you had Saturday? Oh, I want you to shoot. Middleton, you ain't got it going on like you had it Saturday? Oh, the only person that had it going was Giannis. And for some reason, Monty Williams refused to get the ball out of his hands. Why, Skip? Stop trying to be, well, I'm going to do it my way. Ayton is too young. His basketball where he needs to be defensively, from an IQ standpoint, Skip. Stop giving him the baseline. I'm done. Skip, take it over. Man, about blood pressure, I couldn't sleep a wink last night because I'm laying in the bed looking at the ceiling. Bruh, how many times you just going to let Giannis go baseline? How many offensive rebound after offensive rebound Suns are y'all going to give up?
Okay. I want you to understand what you just said to me. In your first breath, you said, I got to give it up. That's the best player on the planet.
It is.
He's beyond. I'm going to crown him above the king.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then in your next breath, you put all the blame on Monty Williams' strategy or lack thereof on Giannis.
Giannis still had to go do it. Okay, fine. Okay, you singing him up.
I got it.
But to go get 50, 14, and 5?
Okay. Before I launch on all of the above, allow me to say congratulations to Giannis, number one, and to the city of Milwaukee, a small market town. I'm not even going to call it a city. And they broke through with a solo superstar. They did not have a second superstar, and they pulled it off. And I want to say congratulations to them because that team is a bunch of good guys to me.
Yeah.
I think Giannis is
hard to root against him.
He's got a big, good heart. And it was very interesting to me. He's not really the leader of that team because what did he do as soon as the final horn went off? What did he do? He went straight to his family to hug everybody. He didn't hug one teammate, before he went to his family, all sitting pretty near courtside there, and hugged everyone.
Like 12 seconds, Skip. He did jump up in there, and him and PJ
they
gave a little.
Okay, but I'm saying he was just on a mission to go find his family.
Right.
My point is, his heart is big and good. And I said this repeatedly through the finals. In my life, in my career of studying and following and closely covering the NBA, I have never seen a superstar play harder than he plays every single dribble of the game. Yeah. So I give it up to all those guys because, listen, Drew Holiday and Middleton are good guys. Yeah. They're just good men. I like what they're made of. P.J. Tucker's a good man. He deserved that after all the hard work that he's put in.
5 years overseas.
Oh, man, all of them. Bobby Portis has had a long, winding road to get to where he was.
Middleton is in the G League.
Yeah, I got it. So I say congratulations to all the above because I don't want to take everything away from their day. But I do have to undercut it by echoing loudly what you just said. I first guessed this from the first game. You have to build a wall. I just went and found this quote. This is from Chris Paul after Game 3. Remember, they were up 2-0, 2-0, and I'm thinking they could sweep. They could. If they could go in there and put the clamps down in Game 3 and just snatch it right out from under them, they could sweep. And after they lost badly, it was really their worst loss, was the Game 3 one, because it was a 20-point, was it? Yeah, 20. Yeah. Chris Paul said after that game, we're going to keep trying to build a wall. Giannis is coming full speed every play like an NFL running back coming downhill. Coach has a saying, we just have to try to get in his way. Really? But he's able to do that because he's surrounded by some really good players, too. So he was trying to take his coach a little off the hook because their whole plan was, let's guard them all, single them all up, and let's take away the other guys. And if Giannis gets his, he gets his. Well, let me tell you, Coach, as much as I respect you, if Giannis gets 50 and what do you have, 14? 50 and 14. Okay, if he gets 50 and 14, especially in that building with that crowd and that electricity out in the Deer District, and what did they say, 65,000?
65,000 out and then 20,000 in the arena.
It was just like overwhelming. It's suffocating, the energy in that building for the visiting team. Right. If he goes 50 and 14, you're not going to get out of there alive. No. I don't care what you're thinking. No, I know old school is let him have his. And old school is I got this far with my 7-footer. And remember, DeAndre Ayton is about an inch taller than Giannis. He's also 22 years of age, finishing his 3rd year in this league. Right. He was overwhelmed last night and overmatched, and he flat out got so timid on both offense and defense that he shrank and shrank until he was playing like he's about 6'2", and he disappeared. 12 and 6. So the guy he's mostly guarding, I know they tried Crowder a few times, but
Crowder would try. Crowder's just too small.
He's just too small. What do we give Crowder? 6'6"-ish?
6'6", 6'7".
Okay, somewhere in there. Just not big enough, not long enough. And the point is, Chris Paul is trying to say between the lines after Game 1, I see what's coming. We better do it because I'm going to reiterate what happened. In 2019, Toronto won 4 straight games with a solo superstar. They only had Kawhi, unless you count Lowry.
No.
And
He's not
Siakam.
And, no.
Okay, we know. We get it.
Basically the equivalent of what Milwaukee got.
Okay, they're pretty much a Milwaukee. I would agree with that. They won 4 straight games because they built a wall. They had Gasol, obviously, is just a big body, and they had Kawhi and they had Siakam. But Kawhi and Siakam aren't any bigger than the other Suns. No. You know, like it's not like they're giants.
No, right.
So the point is, they just said, Giannis, you can't come in here anymore. You can't swoop to the hoop. And he got frustrated, and he started to force up jump shots that he does not really have in his repertoire. Nope. And he began to fret and stew, and he lost it. He got completely taken out of rhythm. And in that series, he wound up shooting 44%. Well, in this series, he shot 62%. So you can see what happened. Then we repeated, just rinse and repeat, the next year in the bubble, 2020, Miami. First 3 games. They win all three of them, and he shoots 42% from the floor because they just built the wall across and said, you can't come in here. We're going to take you out of what you do. And he tries so hard. You know, they usually have to take him out after 3 minutes because he's hyperventilating.
Right.
If you get him off his flow, out of his rhythm, he will come completely apart.
Right.
Because he tries too hard. And once he gets frustrated, he'll start jacking up more and more threes, which
or he'll just run you over.
He'll charge. And they will lose it because all the onus comes back on Middleton, and they had Holiday this year. But the point is, Middleton was feeling huge pressure in 2019 and 2020 to save the day, and he couldn't save the day.
That's my point, Skip. Make the others beat you. Chris Middleton can relax if he sees Giannis getting 30 easy.
Relax. I'm the gravy. I'm the icing. Right.
Yes. So put the onus on them. Say, oh, man, Giannis ain't got it going tonight. It's going to be on me and Drew. If we can't get it going, we're going to lose these games. But you let the man get the Skip. The man got a rhythm again, 20 points in the third.
If you let him roam free,
it's over.
If you let him get his confidence, especially at home, he is truly the most unstoppable player in basketball today.
Yes.
Because he is so athletic, he is so explosive, and he's so long, and he's got the Euro step down that he can swoop to the hoop and he can score on you many ways at the basket. He can dunk on it. He can lay it up this way. He can go up and under. And once he gets going, once he gets his supreme confidence up, and it's shaky, it can go on the road. He loses it at the free throw line. But last night, he was so confident, he starts draining free throws.
Everything.
17 of 19.
I see it's over.
Really?
Skip, if you go back and look at when he got that 20 in the third quarter, you go back and you tell me the Suns are busting their butts to get back on defense and stop him from getting to the rim. Ayton is jogging down the court. He beat him down. He got 2 fouls just by loafing.
My God. And look what, if you see what happened against both Toronto and Miami, against Toronto, Giannis shot 47% from the free throw line. Well, did you see that last night?
No.
He looked like he couldn't.
He looked like Steph Curry from the free throw line.
He looked like Steph Curry. So my point is this. We're about to discuss here, debate in a few minutes about, was this the greatest single finals game ever played? It's very debatable, but at least he has joined the conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to go all the way to the other end of the spectrum and say this was the dumbest defensive strategy I have ever seen in any finals by any coach. And again, Monty Williams is a good guy, but he had a bad finals because he wouldn't give it up. He wouldn't give in to the most obvious, glaring deficiency in his defensive strategy, which is I'm going to leave poor DeAndre Ayton every time on him, and I'm going to let Giannis off the pick and roll, get the ball at the top of the circle, and do this. And a couple times last night, Ayton would come out and try to honor his three, and I'm saying, don't do that. Just let him shoot it. Make him shoot it.
Why are you running him up? He's at the three-point line. I bet you won't shoot it. Dare him to shoot it.
Just stand 6 feet from the basket and say, you can't do that. But, again, to Chris Paul's point, like an NFL running back coming down here, if you let him get up ahead of steam from the top of the circle, and you're solo, if you got him solo and you're on skates, like, I don't know which way to go. And he Euro steps past you and gets up.
You at his mercy. Because you got to guess right and hope he hits you in the chest. But probably you're going to guess wrong, and he going to Euro step you, and he going to lay it up to the left or to the right. But, Skip, he showed me something last night. Skip, he's strong. Did you see how he was dislodging Ayton? He was banging Ayton and spinning, and he's right there. I was like, damn, it's Ayton. I thought Ayton was like 7 foot 250, and he's moving him like he's feathers.
Yep, he did. I saw dominance from DeAndre Ayton in
Game 1.
Game 1. I saw it in the previous rounds. I saw stretches against the Lakers. I definitely saw stretches against Denver, and even against my Clippers. I saw him just in stretches. I'd say, that's just too good. That kid is going on superstar until he ran into this.
But what did we see? But this is their theory. This is how they play it. Because remember, they let him go one-on-one with AD. I was like, y'all not going to help him? And AD go get high 30s. No, we going to let him play.
This is the way we do business.
This is the way we do business.
Yeah, right.
Bro, I get that the way you do business. Are you trying to win a game or are you trying to prove a point? Because if you're trying to prove a point, you fail miserably. Now, if you're trying to win a game, I'm going to make Middleton, I'm going to make Holiday beat me. Now, if they beat me, Skip, I was like, look, Giannis, This is what we know. Giannis is the MVP for a reason, Skip. You're not giving anybody 50 and 14 and expecting to beat them in their building.
Yep.
That's hard to overcome.
And then when you flip it around, when Ayton would get the ball on Giannis in the paint, he was scared to death of him. I think I'll just try to flip it over my shoulder and hope you don't block it.
Exactly,
really?
Because he saw Giannis pin Bridges. He's throwing everybody's stuff up out of there. He's like, he ain't going to throw my stuff up out of there. And he's short-arming it. Everybody's afraid of because he's challenging everything, Skip. He's feeling now. He's like, man, we 24 minutes from a championship. We 18 minutes from a championship. We 12 minutes from a championship. So he's challenging everything. He's goaltending. He don't care. He's like Patrick Ewing skipping the 82 finals against North Carolina, where Patrick Ewing goaltended the first 5 shots.
He did.
Giannis like, I don't care. If you come in here and I'm close, I'm challenging you.
And who told him to do that? John Thompson said intimidate them.
Yep.
It's sending a psychological message of you can't come in here.
Right.
Well, I think Giannis thought, I own this kid. I can just do anything to this kid.
He sent a message early.
Yep.
Because Bridges had a breakaway.
He did.
And most Skip, that early in the game, most people says, okay, hey, man, this is only 2 minutes, 3 minutes into the ball game. Yep. We good. Giannis said, oh, hell no, not on my watch. Pinned it to the backboard, and that was a foreshadowing of things to come. Skip, it was, like you said, we're going to discuss this, Skip. Now, I can only go back. You go back a little further. Now, I can only go back to 77 when the Sixers and the Portland Trailblazers. So I'm going to take it from there and come forward as far as finals games. But what I saw last night, Skip, that's unreal. I mean, he couldn't miss from the free throw line, Skip, and everything. He got the ball 10 feet from the basket. It was a bucket.
It was a bucket. I agree. Okay, flip it around and look at the Suns. Again, I kept saying the Suns are a little better because I thought Devin Booker was on the verge of becoming a superstar. I thought Chris Paul still had superstar left in him. And to me, in this game, we saw flashes of superstardom from both of them.
Yeah.
Like, here we went riding the crazy 2021 finals roller coaster because first quarter, it's 29-16 Bucks, and I thought it was going to be a complete wipeout blowout.
I did,
right?
So did I.
And here came Phoenix in the second quarter and won at 31-13 because Chris Paul said, no, I got this. And Chris scored 10, and then in the third quarter, Devin scored, I think, 13. And they had their flashes and their moments. But what did you see down the stretch when they needed buckets? What happened? I thought Milwaukee just locked them up.
Yeah.
I saw Chris and Devin Booker struggle to find a shot. Book made a couple of shots that were highly contested.
Started going one-on-one.
He did. But my point was, I couldn't see either one of them be able to create open shots down the stretch, right?
Right.
And so in the end, Crowder hit 2 free throws with 1:14 left, and that cut it to 4. And I thought, okay, maybe they got a shot here. Maybe we'll get down to the end of game 4, the end of game 5, when Chris had a chance and lost the ball, and Book had a chance and wheeled out of it and got stripped.
And Chris lost the ball again last night.
He lost the ball again last night. But what happened when it was cut to 4 at the 1:14 left? Well, the weirdest part of Giannis's game is he's not the closer for his team. Here it is. This happened. Now, that's a hard shot. Book is up in him.
Yes.
That was the closer right there.
Have you ever seen anything like Chris Middleton's skill? That guy missed 20 shots.
That makes it a 6-point game with under a minute left, and that basically did it right there.
Skip, I'm going to date myself. I know you remember this guy, Raleigh Fingers. He used to be the closer for the Brewers with that bicycle handlebars.
Yeah.
Rolaids, relief mat. When he come into the ball game, it was curtains.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody like Chris Middleton because he'll be 4 of 22. And in the last 2 minutes of his clutch time, if you need a bucket, give him the ball.
He'll get it. And then
I've never seen anything like it.
Then he got to the free throw line a few seconds later and iced both of those, and it was game over, championship.
Saturday, what did he do? In Mikal Bridges' face, 3-pointer, pull up from the mid-range. I've never seen anything like the kid.
Okay, so when I step back from what happened last night, what did I see from Phoenix? I saw Ayton get dominated, shrink, and disappear.
Yes.
But how many times did Phoenix have bunnies, basket bunnies, and blow them?
Missed 2 dunks.
Like Mikal Bridges, I don't know if we have this, but he just missed a running dunk, right?
Book missed a little alley-oop.
You got to cash that. I know Middleton made a run at him, but you just got to throw it down. And here's another.
Look at this, Skip.
This is Book. He just lost the ball. Okay, you just saw 4. I think now we're up to 5. Well, that was just that wasn't that had no chance. But the point is, there are at least 4 times when you got 2 points,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And if you don't cash those, they start to add up and down the stretch. Would that have not made a difference in this
absolutely.
game? So
Absolutely.
in the end, did Phoenix deserve? No, they didn't deserve to win.
No.
And in the end, the strategy was abominable and indefensible. And so, as much as I liked Phoenix going into this, and as much as they were up 2-0, they lost 4 straight games because the strategy was wrong.
Hard-headed.
And they lost faith. And again, we didn't talk about Scott Foster. He obviously didn't impact the game down the stretch because there was no game to impact down the stretch. There was no big call to make.
No.
But I still say he and Chris had a long conversation before the game, and I'd like been a fly on that wall and heard that because Chris didn't seem too happy with it, and he tried to walk away, and Scott Foster kept talking, kept talking. I don't know what he was saying, but I'm not sure Chris.
He's probably been telling him, hey, y'all need to get on the boards because what I've been seeing, I'm watching the game, y'all getting out rebounded, y'all getting crushed on the glass, y'all blaming the officials, but ain't no officials out there rebounding. That's y'all.
I still say Chris is just haunted by it. Like, he's there, and I'm never that comfortable in the fourth quarter, and they came up small in the fourth quarter.
Skip, they needed Ayton to give them something, Skip.
Well,
12 and 6?
That's it.
In this game, 12, that's what you put on it. 12 and 6.
I told you yesterday, somebody better relight his fire, and I thought maybe Monty could, because if he came out on a mission and on a tear, you'd have something. Because I've seen him do that, but not last night.
Skip, you can't. P.J. Tucker had, Skip, I mean, think about it. The Bucks had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys have as many rebounds as DeAndre Ayton.
Yep.
Who's 7 foot tall. And we were supposed to get to a game 7. How? With him playing like that.
Yep. Do I think Phoenix will get back next year?
No.
I do not.
No.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.